Hi, I'm Andy from Pyranha. I'm here to show you how to fit our brand new hookers into the Elite system. Okay, so why do I want to upgrade my thigh grips? So this is the original thigh grip. Basically with this, there's some movement and some flexibility, and that's going to get in the way of the power transfer into the kayak. With the new thigh grip, all of the reinforcements underneath, the extra material, stiffness, basically whatever's happening, any movement is now being locked into the thigh grip and being transferred into your kayak. So all you need to do this job is the 4mm Allen key supplied with you. Having a flat-headed screwdriver really helps you get in between the rivets and pop them apart. The other thing is just having a small hammer or a big pair of pliers just to squeeze the plastic fitting together at the end is great. First thing you're going to do is make sure you've got all the parts ready into one side. You're then going to grab your Allen key and you're going to undo completely the bolts at the side of the cockpit rim. And then you can take the entire old thigh grip out. If you put all of your nuts and bolts safely to one side, I like using the cups on the kayak for the handles. And I'm also going to suggest you do one side at a time. And that way you don't get anything mixed up, you don't get anything from the right onto the left. To remove the old pad, what I'm going to do is get my flat-headed screwdriver and I'm going to slide it in between the pad, getting it as close to the plastic rivet as I can, and just give it a little twist, a little push to pop that apart. I'm going to copy that across on each of these. Then I can remove the plastic fittings. We are giving you some spare ones of these, just in case. And then this old thigh grip here, this is recyclable, it's HDPE 2. For a lot of people, you can put that in your home recycling, but there should be options near you. Alternately, you can keep hold of it. You might want to use it again in the future, but after you've got the new ones, I very much doubt you'll want to put these back in a boat again. Okay, so pad orientation. Now, I suggest you do one thigh grip at a time completely, and that means you won't ever end up with a left pad and a right pad. But very simply, on the thigh grip itself, you have this big, wide, flat curve section. That needs to be closest to the paddler. The fish here wants to be closest to your knee, and the pad's gonna go that way around, and you'll see that all of the holes will line up with the holes on the pad. If you've got it wrong, at most, you'll be able to get 2 of the holes on the pad, then that will need to be the other way around, and you'll have no padding for your knee. So wide bit needs to be towards the rear of the boat, the fish wants to be towards the front of the boat. So when I've got the new thigh grip, all I need to do is line up all of these holes, and you can see the fittings through there already. I'm going to grab these plastic ones. There is a little bit of a line. There is a little bit of a line across it, and you can see there's 2 points. If the line's going across there, that will all just line up and push together. Okay, there's one more step. I'm not going to do that on this kayak, but that is go to somewhere nice and flat, something that's not concrete, maybe a nice little bit of wood, and just give these a little tap with the hammer. And that's just going to close those together all the way and make sure that you don't have any problems with the pad trying to come off again. You have an option. It's designed that this will work this way around, and you'll get a little bit more travel each way with that. If you want a little bit more pivot on the grip itself when it's fitted, you can put these in sideways like that. There'll be a little bit more movement, but if you need a little bit more pivot on your angles, you can change that just by changing the orientation of that fitting. So we're going to put the thigh grip back into the kayak now. I'm going to just hold the little plate underneath in the slot that I want to use. I'm going to line that up with the rearmost hole, and I'm going to put the bolt in and then just gently screw that up. I want to get this first bolt kind of taut, but you don't need to go crazy with it. Then I can get the second one in the same way, put my hand between the pad and the thigh grip, line it up with the hole and screw that back in. Once I've done that one side, I'm going to copy the other side off completely. Now I've got the thigh grips in my boat. They're done up, but they're loose, so they will slide around at the moment. And this is the kind of final step, and that's just setting it up for you as you need them sat in your boat. So I'm going to get my thigh grips, I'm going to slide them around until I'm happy. Once I'm happy with the position, I'm then going to tighten up these bolts all the way. And then I'm actually going to change tack, change the angle of the Allen key, so I'm using the short end, and that's going to allow me to put enough torque into this so that the thigh grip doesn't move. And what I'm doing is I'm just looking at the bolts here, and I just want to start seeing the metal washer flatten out and the rubber below it spreading out. That's going to mean that the bolt's tight enough and that you're not going to have any leaks.